filled out.
Okay.
It's an idea.
Climb the stairs.
Teresa, you get to preside over a full house.
Yeah, I bet I know what to do.
I've
Hey,
had some
everybody.
conversations.
It's 7 o'clock. We're going to call the meeting to order. We're going to do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I've got the prayer. Is that on now? Okay. Okay, we're going to do a prayer. Lord, give us the strength and the wisdom to get through the agenda that we have before us tonight, that we all work together and get the business of the county accomplished. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, roll call.
Teresa Bain.
Here.
Tim Brown.
Here.
Carol Cole. Here. Julie Edwards.
Here.
Chrissy Grant. Jeff Gray.
Here.
Clay Hardy.
Here.
Keith McCormick. Christine Matlock. Here. Tad Mayhall. Tricia Miller.
Here.
James Mitchell. Tim Morse.
Here.
Gene Price.
Here.
Austin Pritchard.
Here.
John Stroll.
Here.
Larry Seifert. Don Tate.
Here.
Christy Wofford. Here. Brent Wallace.
Here.
Judy Wood.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, need a motion to accept the minutes from the February 11th meeting. Tricia and Austin. Okay, is there any discussion before we do this? Approve. Has anybody got any comments about it? Okay, all in favor of approving those minutes?
Aye.
Okay, so be it. I didn't get that sheet.
You have the March 30.
Pardon me?
You have the March 30.
The March 31 too? Is there two of them on there? Okay, we're going to do this again. I need a motion for the March 3rd one meeting. Carol and Judy? Any discussion? Okay, discussions about it? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I got to check the sheet, guys, for public body comments. Is it? We have a few. Okay, for those of you that aren't familiar with the rules with the public body comment, you have 5 minutes. And I'll try to keep track of it and stuff. But there's 3 people here. Matt, Overbeck? Okay, I'm gonna ask you to speak up, okay?
Okay. Hi, I'm Matt Overbeck. I had a comment about the zoning board or the zoning issue we have tonight. Me and my wife, we are completely against it. We own the property adjoining the whole north line of the old junkyard. We would never have purchased our house if it was an active junkyard, and we don't want that in our backyard. Just due to the noise, we're worried if we resell our property in the future, if that's going to hurt, you know, just due to everything going on behind it. All the noise that's already happened back there and stuff, and just the, you know, just, I guess like the burning and everything like that. Can I see that, please? Sorry. One of the problems we have, or one of the things like our neighborhood, we have a very quiet neighborhood right now. Everybody minds their own and stuff. And when the work has been done over there already, it's just constant machinery noise all day long. We have a lot of people getting ready to retire in our area or neighborhood. My wife's a teacher, takes summers off, and just the noise of it. And then we had a concern with when it used to be a junkyard, all the dumping that happened there and the junk on the road and the semi-truck traffic. You know, it's not a very good road for it there. I know it was a junkyard once before, but I mean, times have changed. We have a lot of different people in the neighborhood that used to live there, and I know from the zoning board meeting there was a lot of people that disapproved of it. So that's my comment.
Thank you. Jim Schwarman?
My name is Jim Swarman, and I also live just down the road from the old salvage yard. Have several concerns. One of them is, will it lower the property values for the homes around the salvage yard, the noise, the mess. When it operated formally, there were many times where people just came and dumped their garbage right at the front of the entrance, and one of the homes that's newer that is in the area is right adjacent to that entrance. So that's not a good thing. Will it bring heavy traffic, semi-traffic? That road currently is posted for no semi-traffic, and obviously there will be if the salvage yard operates. It is adjacent to the creek, and there's some concerns about, will it contaminate the creek, not only for drinking and so on, but occasionally kids play in that creek downstream, so that's also a concern. There's some specific things as far as the zoning my wife looked into. I'm sorry that she couldn't be here. She probably would explain this better than me. But as far as the being adjacent to residential area, it's supposed to be 300 feet at least from a residence, and the property is adjacent to the residential area. So it looks to me like the zoning board took that into consideration when they said that this shouldn't be rezoned for the junkyard. There's some concern, I guess, as far as could it be grandfathered in somehow, but it's not been a salvage yard since 2018. The property taxes were changed from agricultural, to agricultural at that time. It had a property tax of over $31,000 the year before that, and after it was rezoned, it was $1,800. So obviously at that point, the assessor didn't think it was an operating business anymore. And I think those are the main things. There's just a lot of concerns. The neighborhood is quiet. We had a neighbor a few years ago just south of the salvage yard that asked to have their property rezoned commercial, and their request was denied because, it's a neighborhood area and it wasn't really suitable for that. If this has changed, I realize now, initially we thought that they wanted to rezone commercial. This is really a special permit. But if the board is looking at something as far as rezoning commercial, even if the salvage yard doesn't stay a business, we don't want that to be rezoned commercial so that something else could come in the future that we don't know what it might be. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Hannah?
Hi, I'm Hannah Overbeck. Matt Overbeck is my husband. My comment is not as heavy on statistics as his wonderful ones are. I just kind of wanted to comment on the area that we live in. My husband and I keep to ourselves, and that was something we were looking for when we were searching for this house. quiet area, quiet neighborhood. So there are a lot of folks going into retirement. Our neighbor's retired. I imagine his wife will not be that far off. And we would just like to raise kids in a family in a quiet home and not have to worry about all of the traffic. I know those roads are already misused with semis, even though it's posted no semis. I hope that one day that gets under control, and I understand that farmers have to use it once a year. My husband is a farmer. I completely understand that. But I don't think that gives us a reason to open it up when it's posted no semis for even more traffic going through, because now there's grandchildren. We hope that there's children involved someday, and we really just like to keep the peace and quiet in the neighborhood. Along with that, I have chronic migraines. I see a neurologist and an ENT for those. On Christmas Eve, there was burning the entire day. We were trying to have Christmas dinner, rolling up towels, trying to get them under the door, the windows, because the smoke smells were so strong. And it's like that with the smoke and then the constant all-day beeping. I personally do not know how our neighbors, this is right in our backyard. For some people, it's their side yard and their front yard, and I just do not know how they're dealing with that all day when this is going on. And I'm nervous. It was noted that the operation hours were wanting to be 8 to 5, but one of our neighbors made a comment asking what happens when you have a tow coming in at 8 or 9. And he said that he would still bring those in, but we have dogs, children, some of us go to work, some of us are school teachers. And again, we don't really want that extra noise in our neighborhood. So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you. Public body comment? Public body comment?
Sorry, I keep thinking about this for many months, and I'd just like to say it. I'm probably going to do a terrible job because socialism is something that we don't think about much here in Shelby County, and we hear a lot about it. But you know, remember when Bernie Sanders came out and as a socialist? He was one of the few, and now they're becoming more and more popular all the time. It's promoted, and many kids are thinking it's a great idea. I know one candidate for president said that America will never become a socialist country, but sometimes I see our policies more and more are becoming more social. I was actually talking to a former Shelby County board member. He served the Shelby County board for more than 30 years. And he mentioned, we was talking, I said something about socialism. He goes, well, the public school system is a socialist system. And I didn't know what to say. I thought about it for a long time. Now I know that, you know, 50 to 63% of our property and landowners' taxes go for schooling, you know. And a lot of people's kids get educated for free, and that's a good thing. But you know, it might be a social system. It's needed. But one thing that's really kind of weird about the schools these days, now it seems like they're taking away home economics sometimes, and sometimes they'll remove classes like shop class, you know, industrial arts, and then they'll teach stuff like golf or tennis. And if you think about that, why would they do that? In a social system, if you have a social system, you need some people that aren't very skilled and who need assistance from the government. So, you know, if they're all involved in ball, who's got the ball and who's going to be reading the front page? You know, are they going to be paying attention to government? And if they don't know how, you know, to take care of their families or feed their families, then they're going to be on a socialist program. There's a chance, and so a socialist system needs those kinds of people, and they become voters that relies on the government. And by the way, you know, everybody says, well, it hasn't been tried in the right way. We can do it better. The only place that socialism works is on Star Trek. You know, that's the only place it works. So anyway, I'll just stop right there until later. And thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. Okay, public body comment? Public body comment? One more time. Anybody? Okay, we're going to move on. Okay. Discussion and vote to approve special use sitting in the parcel 1812-23-00-200-005. This is what these people were talking about, the old salvage yard. And this permit was to reopen the junkyard. And everybody on this board has received from Scott McKee all the literature and stuff that determined the denial for the permit. So I guess do we need a motion to open this up for discussion? So somebody needs to make a motion. Julie made the motion. Carol second. Now we can open it up for discussion. Does anybody have any comments? I think Scott's here if we have any questions.
Scott, if I remember, the zoning board has denied it, right?
Yes, we agree unanimously to recommend denial of the special use permit. Ultimately, it rests in your guys' hands. We just make the recommendation.
Go ahead.
Scott, what was the zoning board's determination as far as why for the denial?
Jim Schwerman brought it up, but it is because when Mr. Atterbury had it, it was grandfathered in once the new ordinance was approved in 2005 as a non-conforming use. And then once that junkyard was no longer operational, then the new zoning ordinance applies. And the new zoning ordinance states that no junkyard can operate within 300 feet of a residentially zoned area. So that was ultimately the biggest reason that we chose to recommend denial.
And that has also been sold from Atterbury to somebody else, is that correct?
The sale of the property wouldn't matter.
Okay.
As soon as they stop operating for over a year, then the new ordinance applies.
Is this a salvage yard or is this a landfill?
Should we ask Scott?
I was told that it was for a salvage yard.
And this salvage yard was active as recently as 2018, is that correct?
That is correct to the best of my knowledge. Or at least it was assessed as a salvage yard.
Okay, the public body comment made it sound like it's a landfill, like trash being dropped off at the front gates is one comment. Another commenter talked about smoke from, that is, I don't know if I can, well, is this recently? Or is this back when it was in operation?
This has been recent. Mr. Bloxham, who is here, by the way, if you want to ask him any questions, but he was clearing brush from the property and burning that brush.
Okay. That's all I got. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Don?
Was Julie's motion to deny, or what was your motion?
It was to open it up for discussion.
Is the owner here who wants to?
Yes, Mr. Bloxham's here.
Sir, would you like to discuss it?
Yeah, I purchased it from Jim Atterbury, just sitting right here. I was going to open it back up as a salvage yard. It's not a trash yard. We burnt some brush, trees. We cleaned it all up. It sat for quite a while. Didn't know what it would hurt to open it back up, but I guess people's having different feelings about it. Open it back up. I'm not sure why, but.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Are there old cars sitting on the property currently, or is it?
We had a few out there, yeah. I towed it out there.
Okay.
I had a towing company too. We had that was gonna be the scrapyard, my impound lot, which I have another impound lot south of town. I wouldn't have to use that for an impound lot, but I got another spot too. I didn't spend that kind of money to get denied. I know it's agriculture now, you're saying, is that correct?
That is correct.
So, as in agriculture, what's that, like, just, do you have a hog farm down there too? I mean, I'm just saying, it's gonna be a business, one, build a hog farm, junkyard, or something. Because I didn't spend that kind of money down there to, get denied. So.
Another comment was semi-truck traffic. Is semi-truck traffic necessary for a salvage yard?
There would probably be a truck, maybe a truck a day, maybe.
A tow truck or a semi-truck?
My tow truck, and maybe a semi hauling scrap out.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else got anything?
Thank you.
Call the vote. Call the vote. Okay. And we need to be explicit about what we're voting on. Wait a minute.
Well, the motion is to
When you
approve.
purchased this ground, when you was looking into purchasing it, what were you told about it? What were you told? Were you told that you could open the junkyard back up, or why would you, I guess, I wouldn't buy something, spend a bunch of money like you just said, to hope that you could change a bunch of things. So I'm just wondering, did you look into being able to change it, or did you just, I
just bought it so I could grandfather in. You know what I'm saying? I just decided, it was open for 50 years, the place.
Yeah, but it's been closed for,
Several, yeah.
the ordinances have all changed. I mean, you'd have to go through a bunch of, so that's what I'm saying, if you just purchased it, did you find out if you could even begin to?
No, I didn't look into it, I just figured I grandfather in.
We're going to vote on this, and the motion is to approve this permit. So a no vote would mean that you don't approve it, and they can't have the permit.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah. Jim, you can't talk during this part of the session. The public body comment's the only time that the audience can talk.
Or maybe this is more of a comment. I have to think a lot of the people that live there now were living there before when it was an active junkyard. A lot of people that own a house there bought that house and moved in there before 2018.
I can't answer that. I don't know.
The way it sounds, it sounds like they might have bought their house after the junkyard already closed down and it had already grandfathered back in. Is the way I understood that they were.
Okay, guys. Jeff, we're going to try to do it. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Adberry wanted to speak, and he's been a long-time resident. And I'd like to just ask, can I ask him to speak while we're having a discussion?
I'm not normally in this seat. I don't think Tad would let you if you make it short. Because the public body comments is when people are supposed to talk. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, when I bought that in 1968, it was zoned farmland. And it was already a junkyard and had been for over 10 years. Now you're talking about trucks on the road. As long as he's paying road use tax, fuel tax, they cannot stop him on the road with a semi. And there's a lot of other things I could say, but I'm not going to say anymore.
Okay. Okay.
Scott, and the zoning committee deny the request, is that right?
We voted to recommend denial of the special use permit unanimously.
And a no vote means that you're denying the permit from this board. And I think rather than do it as an overall voice, I think we're going to do it individually. So everybody knows. So roll call. Roll call.
Let me clarify. A yes is?
To accept the permit and let them open up.
Okay, thank
A
you.
no is to stand with the zoning board.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chairman.
Bain.
No.
Brown.
Yes.
Cole,
No.
Edwards,
No.
Gregg,
No.
Hardy,
No.
Matlock,
No.
Miller,
No.
Morse,
No.
Price,
No.
Pritchard,
No.
Stroll,
No.
Tate,
No.
Wofford,
No.
Wallace,
No.
Wood.
No.
Motion denied, 15 ayes, 1 yes, Brown.
Then move on to item 6 on the agenda. I have an announcement that we do have a new zoning administrator, and he is here, that we're going to vote on him, but I'd like to introduce him to everybody first. His name is John Herron, and he is from Windsor, and he accepted the position. John, would you please stand up so everybody can see you, please? So, Scott, that's your person there that's going to help train, okay? Okay, I need a motion. Tim made the motion, second. Jeff? Okay, all in favor of the nomination?
Any discussion?
Well, do you want to, okay, we can discuss it.
I'm just,
Okay, you're keeping me honest. Anybody want to talk about this? I can tell you that we had 3 applicants. Yes, and they were all 3 good applicants, so. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign? Okay. Number 7 on this list is, has to do with Crystal Watkins, the CEFS stuff, and we're going to do them. We're going to do A, B, and C, and
I don't have the ordinance. I don't have the rest.
we're going to do C, D, E is what we're going to vote on right now. Is what we're going to do, because A and B and F, we don't have all the paper. Jessica does not, so where we can have it and stuff. So C is acceptance of the intergovernmental agreement with Moultrie, Christian, Clay, Montgomery, and Fayette. I need a motion. Jeff and Carol. A second. Jeff and Carol. Okay. Is there any discussion or questions? Because Crystal is here for this.
Why don't we have A, B, and C or whatever it was?
We don't have a.
But why?
We're in the process of refining some different paperwork and all kinds of things. IDOT and the federal government all are coming up with new ways to improve and streamline financial responsibility for grants in general. So we are taking our time and making sure that all that documentation is up to date. Just last week there was a form that changed again. So I want to make sure that we're not wasting the board's time or the community's time with filling out things and having to bring them back multiple times.
We're going to vote on the other one.
I've got a question. These contracts are basically what is already in.
They're the same contract, well, theoretically, they're close to the same contracts that we utilize with CIPT underneath. So CIPT is the entity that we partner with for the buses. CEFS is the organization that CIPT is within, and then we're a pass-through grantee where we receive the funds, give them the money, and do that. So they've been in this process for many, many years. I did update some of the verbiage to the intergovernmental agreement and try to add some information that was missing. And I personally was at multiple meetings where the other counties, our partners, went ahead and passed the government agreements and some of the information. And then Beth Marks, she is the director of CIPT. We kind of tag teamed it, and there are 6 counties. So we've been working on this project since November, and with some of the changes and implements of the different paperwork, we're just wanting to make sure that we have everything really solidified. but it's pretty much the same thing.
I mean, we're already doing transportation.
Yes.
And that's what the main thing is.
Yeah, we're just trying to bring everything up to compliance, and it was underserved for quite a long time. It's been a big chunk of work. It is a lot of work, yes. And just to throw a little caveat out there, CIPT is looking for part-time drivers, so anyone who has a CDL or is interested in helping in any of the counties, we're looking for people that are willing to do part-time work.
Okay. We're going to go to D. We're going to vote on all three of these at one time. Purchase agreement between CDFS Economic Opportunity Corporation and Shelby County and FTA clauses. Okay, you got anything that you'd like to say about that part of it?
So CEFS came up with this agreement. They did update it previously from the year prior. They bring it to us and we look over it and have it approved.
Okay. D is the purchase of service agreement between CDFS Economic Opportunity Corporation and Shelby County and FTA clause. Those are anything. This is just a pass-through too. That's what everybody needs to understand too, is we pay the bills, but we get the money and then pay the bills and stuff.
So the money comes in, CEFS charges and does, well, CIPT, not CEFS, strictly CIPT, charges things for each location, so the 6 different locations. They put that into information, run it through their programs, send a bill to myself, and I'm the compliance officer. They'll send that information to me, I'll go over that, then I send it into our accounting process, and then we pay them. Does that make sense? So it's like we get the money, they give us a bill, we give them the money that they ask for from the bill, and it kind of goes like that. And my job is strictly just to make sure that things are kind of moving along the way that they're supposed to, and that all the purchases are logged and accepted. It's been a process to change some of that. That's not the way it was before. So we are in the middle of, for lack of better words, trial and error, trying to make sure that we're able to make sure that all the things are being documented correctly. That's taken a little bit of a process. But we've been doing this with them for many years, and it's pretty much the same thing except for the way that we're processing documentation.
Okay, Carol?
The lease agreement, that's for every vehicle? Or is it one big? Like, how many vehicles do we have?
So we have 57 vehicles through the Shelby County grant. 15, another project that I've been working on is all those disposals that are on the other side. That paperwork has been in process for over a year. That was one of the first things I did whenever I started, and I'm working diligently with him. So there's 57, 15 are waiting to be disposed. And then we have 42 vehicles to divide between 6 counties, and these stats are from Beth. Around 16 to 22 routes that we are utilizing those for at any given time. So they're being driven a lot.
And most of the ones waiting to be disposed of, are they in the parking lot? Or are they in the Shelby County?
They're in the Shelby County Community Services lot. And once they are disposed, we will probably not be utilizing that lot anymore, so that county services can use it for another activity.
Any other questions? Because it's going to be a roll call vote, and we're going to vote on C, D, and E. So we're going to vote on. Motion.
I thought you said Jen.
You already got it.
Okay, let's do it.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Bing.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Hardy,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
sorry, Miller,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Pritchard,
Yes.
Stroll,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Wampler,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Move on to number 8. Michael's not here tonight, and Reed's here. He's offered to,
And Cameron as
if we
well.
have any questions and stuff. Cameron's here too, so we got 2 representatives from the highway department here if we have any questions and stuff.
Thought our two brains maybe equals one of Michael's.
Okay, you want to kind of go over it, Reed, a little bit? Do you have a copy of this?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
The first one, we had a letting that we held last month, and it was for a bridge that we're going to be replacing this summer in Ash Grove Township. And it came in at $479,888 to Sea Hill Civil Contractors, which they built like so many bridges for us, 10, 20, even 30 bridges. They get most of them. So, yep, they were the low bidder for this letting here. So we would just be approving to give the contract to them.
Do you have any documentation on that item? Because I didn't get any.
Yeah, we have a bid tab and yep, and that would show who's put in all the bids and stuff. Yeah, I thought that you would have got that, but yep, we can get that to you.
That'd be great.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Okay, and this one for the bridge and stuff, the money that's used for that is not coming out of your money, it's coming out of...
Yep, this is federal and state funds. Yep, so it isn't anything out of our local budget.
Okay. You want to do these individually or all?
I'd say doing all at once.
Okay, let's go on to
But
B.
you don't have a motion and a vote, or you haven't got a motion and a second yet, so.
Okay,
Go
well,
ahead.
I noticed that B and C were actually the same. They're just worded a little bit differently, so there's just a little bit of a clerical error there. But it is just speaking of another bridge that we're hoping to also build like this fall, and it's in Clarksburg Township near Hidden Springs. And so it is looks like a total estimated cost of just over $1 million, $1,005,000. It's a longer bridge. It's a 3-span bridge, and the original one was actually set at too low of an elevation. So when we went to design this one, everyone realized this whole thing's got to come up several foot. So we'd have a lot of approach work to do on either side of the bridge as well to bring that up in a natural gradual slope there. So came in pretty expensive, but we anticipated that. So this is just a joint agreement with IDOT to where it will release federal and state funds for us to fund this project here, and it hasn't been let yet. So this is our estimated cost at ballpark at $1 million.
Okay. You want to do D too then?
Yep. And then D, we have a planned project we're hoping to do this summer, and it would be oil and chipping, 2 layers of oil and chip from Herrick to Tower Hill on Tower Hill Blacktop. That whole road is cracking really bad. It has been for a long time, and it's just getting worse. So we actually found Richland County had pointed us towards a way that we could actually use federal funds for oil and chipping if we use a certain plan. And so we've kind of come up with this plan to use federal funds so we can oil and chip without it coming out of our budget this year. It's quite a bit. I don't have the miles right offhand, but I think it's around 11 miles or so between the two. So yeah, so it's pretty substantial, but we're hoping to also have that be let and done this summer as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Need a motion? Austin? Brent?
Brent's having too much
Okay, is there any discussions or questions for Reed? Yeah.
I got one. I heard that there was a guy on that Greasy, that's the Greasy Road Bridge you're talking about, the one that's got to be raised?
No,
it's not actually.
It's not that one.
That's also anticipated to be, I think the approaches need raised up as well on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a different bridge though.
Okay.
That's a few years down the road.
Yeah.
We're looking at maybe next summer or maybe even the following to get that built. Yeah, 27 or 28. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? You can't ask. Okay, roll call vote.
Bain,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardy,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Morse, Price,
Yes.
Pritchard,
Yes.
Stroll,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Wofford,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Number 9 is discussion and vote to approve contracting with Consociate Health to complete the federally mandated drug cost reporting for $1,750. Jean, second. Dante. Is there any discussion on this? If not, it's a roll call vote too.
Bain,
Yes?
Brown,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardy,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Pritchard,
Yes.
Stroll,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Wofford,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously.
Okay. Committee reports. Has anybody got any reports?
Teresa, it's not a committee report necessarily, but Steve from the health department texted me earlier in the week and he asked that I let the board know that the health department has received approval of its application to revalidate its Medicare PPO participation for the next 5 years from the National Government Services. Now, if you're asking me to explain exactly what that means, I cannot. Steve probably could very well, but I'm assuming it's a positive thing because he wanted me to announce it.
I'm sure.
And also, the probation department is hosting the drug court graduation on March 20th at 1 p.m. I believe all of the board members are individually invited, but it is open to the public. And as other people have said that have attended, if you haven't been to one of those, it's a very moving service and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication from both our probation department and those who are participating in the program. It's very moving and I would encourage anybody to come participate or watch it because you can't really understand what someone goes through until you hear it from their own mouth. So if you are available on the 20th at 1 p.m., I would encourage anybody to come.
Thank you. Any others? Finance department met Tuesday evening and we paid the bills. I can tell you that. You're going to vote on them here in a little bit. Moving on. Chairman appointments. There's 2 here. John Helton, trustee for the Strasburg Fire Protection District. It's a 3-year term. And Larry Minnick, trustee for Moweaqua Fire Protection District. It's a 3-year term.
I'll
Motion.
make a motion.
I make the motion second. Judy second. All in favor? Aye. Well, he's got none. I don't have any chairman updates or correspondence. Old business, I don't think we have any.
I got one.
What's that?
I want to continue on. About the county farm. So, this is old business.
Okay.
And I just want to get it off my chest because what I'm really looking for, I'm looking for you folks to tell me where I'm wrong, okay? That's what I want. And I want you to be right, but I just don't see it. So, what the last board didn't tell you about the county farm, they didn't tell you that they thought it was the biggest socialist program there is. Now I know we're all good friends here, right? This has been a community. We've all been friends. We know each other, and it's helped out a lot of people, the county farm. And it still is, you know. I almost didn't vote for it because I was afraid somebody from China was going to end up buying the property. And so what they told me was, hey, we can stop any foreigner from buying our property. I said, okay, that's cool, you know. But then I found out later that a Chinese foreign national could have bid on it, and if he didn't get the bid, he could have taken us to court over it. So anyway, if you was to get the document of the county board and look at it, of the farm, and look at it without the county names and the people we know, you would have to conclude that that belongs to a socialist country where somebody's working for the government. And they're working for the government to produce food, and they're getting paid for it. And I mean, that's what we would conclude. It's a socialist program. Is that bad? No, actually, I've showed the card. I wished I could have brought it with me tonight, but I misplaced it. My uncle farmed the county farm for many years. And I thought it was pretty cool because I remember seeing the building there, the brick building, and hearing the stories. And I'm really disappointed that it didn't work out, you know, for the county, I mean for the poor farm, because I think there's a lot of good things that people tried, and they worked really hard to try to give people a chance to, you know, help themselves. But for whatever reason it didn't work. You know, when you're working with people who's mentally handicapped or physically handicapped or they got an addiction, it's got to be tough, you know. But so it's been way past 7 years, and we got the governor's signature making it legal. But you know, it is flying in the face of Article 7, Section 7, which is a prohibition. But again, we've been doing it for 70 years. But here's the problem. Here's the kicker. Now, I want you to help me with this. Now, Illinois is in trouble with a $140 billion pension debt. We have some of the highest property taxes in the nation, and people are leaving because of it. And the governor publicly attacks waste-cutting efforts like DOGE. How long can we continue in this poor situation we're in, you know, and how much more debt can we incur? How many more times can we be taxed? And so I just wonder when the governor is going to have a great idea, maybe, you know, maybe farming. Could he do it?
Madam Chairman, point of order. Is this old business or is this?
It's not, and we're gonna stop right here, okay? I don't think that this falls under old business.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll see you on public body comment there.
No, you've already done that. You only did that once.
Okay, well, I'll see you next week.
Okay. Okay. Approval to pay the bills. I need a motion.
So moved.
Gene, and Jeff. Roll call.
Bain,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Hardy,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Pritchard,
Yes.
Stroll,
Yes.
Tate,
Yes.
Wofford,
Yes.
Wallace,
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Public body comment, one more time. You can only speak one time. Okay, you didn't do public body comment. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm coming as a public person, not as a.
Okay, 5 minutes, okay?
My personal thing. I just want to thank everybody in the county for all of the things that they do. I think I have been, as a personal person and as a PCOM, I've been to many of the locations. I know how much it takes to put a plan together to build a chipped road. I know how long some of these projects take, and some of them have been working on 3 to 5 years to even see any forward movement. So I just want to thank everybody for continuing to be positive and support the county and support some of these projects that I know so many people have put their heart and souls into trying to see successful.
Thank you. Is there anybody else, public body comment that hasn't spoke? Public body comment? One more time, public body comment. Okay. I need a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Yes.